Hello beauties, I'm at Neiman Marcus in San Francisco today to get a makeup lesson with the new Bobbi Brown Makeup Facelift and Cabana Corals collections.
This coral collection by Bobbi Brown is for anyone who feels cautious about corals. We have a beautiful collection that includes lipsticks for every woman in pinky shades, true corals and neutral corals. We also have an exclusive to Neiman Marcus, where we are today, that has shadows as well as lips in a beautiful packaging. We also have our two new shimmer bricks, Nectar, which is a beautiful coral collection, and then we also have a more neutral in our pink quartz for our shimmer bricks. Those are great for cheeks and eyes. We have our pot rouges in two beautiful shades. We have Cabo coral and Calypso coral that can be used on cheeks or lips. And then of course we have our glosses, and there are beautiful glitter glosses, lip glosses that you can use over any shade of lipstick or by themselves. Sonia, we are going to do a makeup facelift, which is basically based on what Bobbi Brown likes to do to give you that lifted, brightened look. The first thing you'll notice is that you're nice and hydrated, and that's the first step in a 5-step process, to plump the skin, which we did with moisturizer. The second thing that we have to do is to brighten, and I'm going to show you that with our Tinted Eye Brightener. And as you can see, it's a nice applicator that you can use and carry with you to make sure that underneath the eyes is nice and bright. You're going to want to start in the corner and go nice in that pocket with a nice lifting. You can start with a Tinted Eye Brightener and go in with our concealer if you feel like you need more coverage. So it has a nice thin consistency that's real easy to blend out. It has nice light reflection. It also has treatment in it with vitamins A, C, and E to give you a little bit of that lift and to treat at the same time. See the difference?
Oh yes, big difference.
Isn't that nice? So the next step in process, we started with plump, we went to brighten, and now we're going to do a pop on the cheek to make sure and give you that nice makeup facelift. Go ahead and smile for me, Sonia. And when you smile, make sure you go above. Notice where I'm applying that, and then blend back and down. If you go high enough, that'll give you that natural lift that we're looking for in the cheek. If you go too low, if you're not smiling, it'll pull that face down, and we don't want that. We want everything to be lifted up. We'll give you that nice glow back to the cheeks.
And it's very dewy color.
And that's where we want dewiness. Even if you find a shine through here, you always want to have that nice glow on the cheek area and high up on the cheek. And to ensure that glow, I'm going to go ahead and give you one of our newest. It's called Nectar Shimmer Brick. And that's our latest beautiful shimmer for cheeks. You're just going to do one little roll, one little swipe. You don't want it to look heavy on the cheek. You just want it to glow. A little bit of glimmer. Beautiful. And to go along with the collection, we're going to use Calypso Glazed. Calypso Glazed is a pretty pinky coral. A lot of women are a little bit cautious about corals. This is actually a coral that's very easy to wear. It also has that nice metallic formula to give you a nice shine to the lip. I picked one that's very similar to the tones that are found naturally in your lip. And that's always a great tip. Always go with your natural tone to the lip, and it'll look nice and full that way. So this is more of a pinky coral, so it's a little easier to wear. All of Bobbi's Cabo coral collection actually give you more of a way to use corals than in the past. It's not only just orangey corals, we also have pinky corals and neutral corals. So next in the steps of giving you a makeup facelift, we are going to define, and there's a couple ways to define and really give you that lift in the eye area. First and foremost, we're going to use a pencil in the brow, and this is one of those things that you can really do to bring out definition and really frame that eye. Now have this in a convenient powder pencil so that you can actually go in and do it quickly or touch up during the day. So it's just another convenient way. I still like to go back and brush to give that real even look, but because it's a powder and not a wax, it's much easier to manipulate than what we found in the past. And that just lifted the eye beautifully for you. Still remember to go above where the brow root starts, okay, and then fill in. I'm doing short feathery strokes. You don't want it to look too drawn on or it will look a little bit more aged. And I'm going to use another shimmer brick that just came out. It's called Pink Quartz, which has some beautiful tones of soft browns and pinks and corals. I'm going to use that with just a few swipes on the lid just to give that lift and brightening without a lot of heavy eyeshadow. We're going to do more definition like we talked about in the eyeliner. That will give you that nice lift that we're looking for. They're a nice pigment, a nice soft shimmer, and we use this one right there.
Which one?
That one right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We must give you that beautiful defined line with our gel liner. I'm using black gel liner. Bobbi feels every woman can use black because we have a pupil. Everyone has a black pupil. So this will give you the most definition. A lot of women tend to think that black is going to be too harsh, especially a more mature woman, and the opposite is actually true. You want to have a dark enough eyeliner so that you don't look tired. If women could change one thing, it'd be get a little bit darker in your liner. Don't be afraid of black. Don't go too wimpy on it. A lot of women do real thin, and it really makes a big difference when you define the eye. So along with defining the eyes, we absolutely need to give a nice look to the eyelashes. I'm using the Extreme Party Mascara in black. It'll give you nice full lashes. Go ahead and look down. And you always want to make sure you get to the root of the lash and pull up, really giving a lot of product to those lashes. The great thing about the Extreme Party Mascara is that it actually keeps going. It re-wets every time you touch the product to the lash so that you can keep applying until you're happy with the amount of length and thickening that you have. You can also go back and touch up with the mascara, which most mascaras you can't do.
For a hot date.
That's right, hot date mascara. So just like with eyeliner, the rule is always more on top, less on bottom. And same with lashes. More coats on top with your mascara, less on bottom. And if you kind of go sideways, you can get just a little flirt of mascara on there rather than a bunch. Really pretty. Make sure you get those outside corners so that it fans outward. Very pretty. So we went through the makeup facelift, plumping the skin with enough moisture first. Then we went in and brightened under the eye. The next step is to give a pop on the cheek. We also then went in and defined a good amount of definition on the eye and on the brow. And our last step, the fifth step, is to finish. And how we're going to do that is with a gloss. A lot of women find that they lose a little bit of weight in the lip. Their lips get a little thinner throughout time. They also lose a little bit of coloration in their lip. So to take care of that, we want to absolutely use a gloss. Gloss isn't for teenagers, it's for more mature women that need that fullness and that moisture back in the lip. And that one is the Golden Nectar. Golden Nectar lip gloss in the Cabo Coral collection. Just a little bit makes a big difference. You don't need to have it so thick that you can't see the texture through the lip. You absolutely want to show that texture, but you want to have that moisture and a little bit of that glow. You tend to get a little bit of shine in the nose area or the T-zone. That's okay to take away a little bit of that, but really leave the moisture on the cheeks because a healthy skin actually has a little bit more oil production, and that gives you that look of a youthful skin.
Pretty. Oh, I feel so springy.
Nice.
I wish spring would get here now.
Right? Very springy.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
Both collections are at Bobbi Brown counters now. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.